our way onto our backs to get started. And we'll start with the knees bent and the knees caving in toward each other. So that means you might need to scoot your feet just a little bit wider in order to create that caving in effect. Just feel what it feels like to be on the ground. So notice the spots in the body that really easily make contact with the floor. Maybe it's the back of the pelvis or the upper back, the back of the skull. Notice the spaces that might not be touching the ground at all, or it's a little harder for them to touch down, so that you sway closer to the lower back. Maybe it's the very back of the shoulders, and then of course the neck. And whatever is touching the ground right now, can you allow it to be supported by the floor? Whenever I think of that, it makes me soften a little bit more, like, oh, I'm being supported, so I don't have to work so much to be here. Slow your breathing to something that is on a count of 4 or 5 on both the inhale and the exhale. Make concerted effort to breathe not just into the front of the body, but into the back of the body. Take 2 more slow cycles of breath. Continue breathing this way. And just wiggle your feet now a little closer together so they're hip width distance. Hook your right ankle over your left thigh and hug your legs in toward you so you can grip between this gap in the legs or either the hamstring or the left shin bone. Flex your right ankle, and as you inhale, straighten out the left leg any amount. And on the exhale, simply rebend the knee. Inhale, lengthen out the left leg, flex through the ankle, drive out of the heel, and then exhale to bend. And we'll take that 2 more times, breathing in and breathing out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Now set your left foot on the floor. You'll keep the legs crossed. And let your knees just knock over to the left. So we're keeping this figure 4. Use your left hand to keep pressing your knee away from you, and then stretch your right arm up to the right. And then inhale, return your legs back to the center. Uncross, stamp your feet flat. Before we switch sides, if you're following along with tunes, you can go ahead and hit play on that first track. And then it's your left ankle now that will stack over the right thigh. Flex the ankle and hug your legs in toward you. You might notice this side has a different reaction to where we are. So just simply notice without judgment or analyzation. That's hard for me. I analyze everything. Keep flexing your left ankle. On the inhale, straighten the right leg, flex the ankle and press out of the heel. And then exhale, bend into the knee. Inhale, straighten out through the right leg. See if I can help you draw the legs in closer. And then exhale to rebend. Inhale to straighten. And exhale to bend. And one more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Set your right foot onto the floor. Keep this crossing of the legs. Swing your legs over to the right. So that left foot will probably come down toward the floor. The right knee will come toward the floor. And then use the right hand to give your left knee just a gentle press away and send your left arm up to the left. Inhale, return your knees all the way back to center. Unhook the crossing. Take your knees into your chest and give yourself a rock all the way up and into tabletop position on the hands and knees. We'll place the shoulders right over the wrists, the hips right over the knees, and we'll make some big circles with the hips. So continuing to explore in the outer hips. And now just adding in a little more exploration through the joints. See what's happening through the knees and the hips and the shoulders and the wrists. Let's reverse it a few times the other way. Shoo! Excuse me. Shoo! Whoa! Excuse me. Remember, as you come back to a neutral tabletop here, I'm going to scoot back because I have a plant in my way. Imagine you're going toward puppy pose. So we're taking a big step forward, but we'll take a big step forward and over to the left. So that as you head toward puppy pose, the hips stay nice and high. We're also creating that side body stretch, what we normally do in child's pose, but this lends to a slightly different feel when you keep the hips elevated. As you lift your chest up, just walk your hands all the way over to the right. Again, keep the hips stacked over the knees, and then melt your chest toward the floor. You might need to wiggle that left hand a little further forward or to the right in order to create this opening. I'm going to breathe into that left side body. Now lift the chest, crawl the hands back in. We'll keep them a little further forward in front of the shoulders. And now take your elbows down onto the ground. Take the hands together and let your head relax forward and down between the arms. We're pressing the forehead toward the floor, leaning your hips backwards. And see if the thumbs can tuck a little closer to the back of the head. Inhale, lift your head off the floor, release the hands forward. Walk up to the palms and we'll leave the hands just a couple inches in front of the shoulders as we set up for down dog. Now I'll slide my slippers off. Tuck your toes, send your hips all the way up and back. Give yourself a little bit of time here to keep exploring. So whatever that means for you, if it's a little pedaling of the legs or lifting the heels, shaking out the head. Notice the foundation of your hands and your feet on the ground. So just like when we were at the start of class, notice what easily touches the floor and grounds down. And notice the spaces that want to bubble up. We're seeing if we can be evenly rooted through the hands and through the feet, even if the heels aren't touching, which I don't know that mine ever will in down dog. We're imagining as if the whole soul is connected. The heels are sliding away from the toes, like your feet could grow half a shoe size larger. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, travel to the front of your space. Take your feet hip distance. Inhale, slide the hands to the shins and lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale as you rise all the way up, stretching your arms overhead. Exhale your hands together at the center of your heart in Tadasana. Inhale, take your arms back up. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. Stay folding forward. Take your hands behind your lower back, interlace your fingers, and stretch your arms up and over. Lift the shoulder heads up and out of the ears. And notice again your feet, your foundation on the floor. You're rooted, grounded. I don't know about you, but every time this time of year comes around, I always get a little scattered. There's just a lot happening, a lot more activity, a lot more to plan, a lot more to do. So in those moments, this time of year or any time of year where you feel that scattered energy, noticing your foundation, what's rooted to the floor, doing forward folds, doing seated poses, that's going to create a better sense of stability. So as you continue to fold forward, let your fingers release back down toward your mat. Inhale, halfway, lengthen through the spine. Keep the right foot where it is. Step your left foot way far back. Settle your knee onto the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up and overhead into low lunge. Anjaneyasana. So in noticing the foundation, now we have the right sole of the foot and that left shin and top of the foot. They're pressing down evenly into the floor to create the sense of lift and buoyancy through the rest of the body. So right hip crease is pulling back, your left hip is turning forward. And as your torso gets a little longer, the fingers reach up. The shoulders are still relaxing out of the ears. And minimizing any additional tension there. As you swing your left shin inward, turn open to the left and open to a baby warrior two. And often I'll need to wiggle my right foot in toward the center of the mat to create that stability again. And we're adding a small bit of movement here. So the inhale shifts you back into your left shin. Then exhale, deepen the bend in that front right knee. Strong arms, inhale, little rock back. And exhale, deepen into the bend. One more time like that, breathe in. And breathe out. Then straighten all the way through that front right leg. Set your left fingers to the floor. Reach your right arm all the way up and overhead. So this big side body stretch. And in a moment, we're gonna face the back of our mat. And your left knee that's on the floor, that knee's gonna tuck in toward your nose. So a core plank. Look to the mat, spin to the ball of the right foot as you lower both palms. Left knee into the nose, coil it in, press into the palms, look at your left kneecap. Keep hovering that left shin up and away from the earth. Then the inhale, send your left leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot forward between the hands. Release your right knee to the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, raise your arms up. Low lunge. Our tendency here, especially as we let our hips get heavy to the floor, is to let this whole upper body collapse and kind of fold into the low back. So we're thinking tailbone down, low belly pulls back, your rib cage is lifting out of your waistline, and that length is journeying all the way up through the arms, through the fingers. Soft shoulders, steady eyes. Take a big deep breath. Let's swivel on that back shin. Exhale, pivot open to the right to that baby warrior two once again. Maneuver and adjust. If you need a longer stance, take it. If you need to scoot that back foot in a little bit, take that. And then a subtle rocking. So the inhale shifts you out of that left knee a smidge, not all the way. And then we're bending even more deeply into that left knee. Inhale, little pulse back. Exhale, deepen. Arms stay strong the whole time. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time for good measure. Inhale. Exhale. And straighten all the way through that back left leg. Right fingertips to the floor and send your left arm all the way forward over the ear. Puff up through the left ribs. Slide the shoulders out of the ears. And we're going to take that same transition and start to flow with this. So the right knee's tucking into the nose. As you gaze to the floor, lower the palms. Right knee to the nose, coil it in. Press into the hands. Look at the right kneecap. Lift through the right shin. Inhale, pick the right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot through. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, lift your arms, low lunge. Exhale, spin on that back shin and open to a baby warrior. One little pulse. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, deepen. Straight into that front leg. Inhale, sweep all the way back to the rear of your space. Exhale, left knee to your nose. Inhale, kick the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot through. Back knee lowers. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, baby warrior, open to the right. Little shift back on the breath in. Deep into the left knee as you breathe out. Straighten the left leg. Inhale, float the left arm forward. We're going to keep going. Exhale, hands to the ground, right knee to your nose. Inhale, pick the right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot through. Back knee down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, baby warrior. Inhale, little rock back. Exhale, sink low. Straighten the front leg, breathe in, reach back. Exhale, hands to the ground, left knee to the nose. Final time, breathe in, pick the left leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Lower the back knee, inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, spiral, open to the right. Little shift on the breath in. Deepen on the breath out. Lengthen the left leg. Inhale, float the left arm forward. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Inhale, put the right leg high. Exhale, simply release to downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward, high plank position. Exhale, all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Take the hands behind you and lace the opposite thumb on top. Send your knuckles backwards. Inhale, puff the chest up and away from the floor. Gaze slightly down. And notice your feet. So tops of the feet are anchored. Your legs are awake. They're alive. Part of the pose. Stay lifted exactly as you are. And as you let the hands go, grip them right next to the upper chest. Pin the elbows in. Inhale, pick up the heart as the shoulders slip out of the ears. Cobra. And exhale, release the spine back down. Inhale, pick it back up. Cobra pose. Stay on the floor for cobra. And exhale, release. One more time, either in cobra on the inhale or up dog. Float the hips, the thighs, and align the shoulders on top of the wrists. Lead with the low belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Few moments to breathe fully. One more breath cycle. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, forward fold. Move your feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Lean the weight into the right foot. Inhale, tuck the left knee up to the chest. Figure for the legs. Exhale, slide the hips back and let the hands connect with the heart. Then we're taking just a tiny bit of movement on the inhale. Lift the hips an inch. Exhale, deepen 2 inches. Keep the left toes awake. Inhale, little pulse up. Exhale, deepen through the hips. Inhale, little pulse. Exhale, sink low. Stay low. Keep leaning forward. Unhook your left ankle. Touch your left toes to the back of your mat. So nothing else changes. You're still hovering over that right thigh. Pull the right hip crease to the back of the mat. Then send your arms straight back alongside the body. Hug the shoulder blades together. As you press into the feet, inhale, float your arms all the way up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2, spin open to the left. Inhale, little pulse into that back leg. Exhale, deepen into the front knee. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, sink. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Lift your arms up by your ears. Switch your feet around. Exhale, warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Face your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reverse your warrior and pause. Keep pressing that left knee wide. Roll the right shoulder out of the ear. Deepen the bend in that back left knee. And similar transition to when we were in those baby warriors. We're moving toward the back of the mat. Your left knee is going to tuck into your nose. As you breathe out, cartwheel the hands down. Left knee to the nose. Hover through the shin. Inhale, pick up the left leg. Exhale, release to down dog. Your choice. You could shift forward and lower down, or stay in your down dog. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Inhale, look to the back of the mat toward your hands. Exhale, step or hop. Breathe in halfway. Breathe out, forward fold. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Lean your weight to the left. Inhale, take the right knee toward your heart. Figure for your legs. Slide your hips back and let the hands unite at heart center. Keep flexing that right ankle, spreading the toes. And then that little bit of movement, so your inhale pulses you up a smidge. Exhale, deepen the bend in that left knee, get your hips low. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, deepen. Same thing once more, breathe in. Breathe out. Now stay low, nothing else changes. We're just unhooking this right ankle, shooting your toes to the very back of your space. Stay hovering over that left thigh. Long line through the body, crown of the head, all the way back out of that right heel. Send your arms backwards, zip the shoulder blades together. Let your heart beam forward. As you find the grip of your feet, inhale, lift the torso upright, float your arms overhead. Exhale, spin the right heel down and open up to the right, warrior two. Inhale, little pulse to the right leg. Exhale, deepen into the left knee. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, get lower. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Now lengthen the left leg. Inhale, float the arms. Switch your feet. Exhale to the front of the mat, warrior two. That front right knee stays bent. Face your right palm to the sky. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Usually when we do that, we want to shy out of that right leg, but keep sinking down into it. Keep pressing the right knee to the right. One more chance to inhale fully. Exhale, windmill your hands to the ground. Tuck the right knee into your nose. Inhale, kick the right leg high. Exhale, set the right foot down. Pause here or inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. 3 deep breaths. They could always be in a child's pose. You're staying in your down dog. Widen the base of the neck. Roll your biceps to the sky. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, travel to the front. Breathe in halfway. Breathe out, forward fold. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Weight to the right foot. Inhale, lift the left knee. Hook the ankle, exhale, sink down and back. Hands together. Take a breath in, stay leaning forward. Simultaneously exhale, left toes back, fingertips all the way back. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Inhale, lift the arms, switch the feet. Exhale to the back of the mat, warrior two. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands to the ground, left knee into the nose. Inhale, pick up the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, take the bow. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, rise up. Weight to the left. Inhale, right knee to the chest. Cross the ankle. Exhale, sink back. Take a moment to breathe in. Exhale, right leg and arms go straight back. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten that back left leg. Inhale, lift the arms. Switch the feet. Exhale to the front. Reverse warrior. Take a breath in. Exhale, your hands to the mat. Right knee into the nose. Inhale, kick the right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Left foot forward. Breathe in, halfway. Breathe out, forward fold. Feet touching, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. Lean the weight to the right. Exhale, left knee to the chest. Poke the ankle. Inhale, sink back. Exhale, left toes to the back. Reach through the arms. High lunge. Inhale, lift the torso. Exhale, open it up. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale to the back of the mat. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Final time. Exhale, hands to the ground. Left knee into your nose. Inhale, kick the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Right foot joins it. Breathe in for length. Breathe out, fold down. Bend your knees, inhale, lift your arms. Lean the weight to the left. Draw the right knee up. Cross the ankle. Sink it on back. Final moves. Unhook the right ankle, shoot it back, reach through the arms. Inhale, rise to your high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten that back leg. Inhale, lift the arms to the front of the mat. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse, breathe in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Tuck that right knee into your nose. Inhale, pick the right leg up. This time, exhale to down dog. Feet hip distance. Child's pose could be where you stay. Otherwise, root into what's rooted. Let that create buoyancy for the rest of the body. Length and lift through the edges of the torso. The hip creases. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Feet together, bend your knees, come back to your chair. Inhale, lift your arms. Take the hands together at the heart, and as you lean forward, wrap to the right. Left elbow hooks. Your hips are low, your head and your heart are lifted and exposed. And think of the left hip crease pulling toward the back of the mat. As you look down to the floor, keep everything the same. Just feel the weight leaning into the right foot even more. And then shoot your left toes to the very back of the space. And you could take a couple steps to get there. You could set your back knee to the ground, and that's okay. Okay, now on the inhale, center your torso. Keep the hands together. Just hover over that right thigh like we've done before. On the exhale, spin over to the left. Keep that front right knee bent and lift your left set of toes. So in a crouching side lunge, still to the front of the mat. And then we're just gonna rewind. Work, 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 work. Come back to center, turn the toes forward, inhale. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, arrive at center. Exhale, pivot all the way back down to that crouching side lunge. Let's do it one more time just for kicks, even though my right thigh is burning. Inhale, back to center. All 10 toes point forward. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, crouching side lunge and pause. Yowzers, touch your fingers to the floor. Inhale, lift your hips. Ooh, parallel your feet to one another. Exhale, bend into your back left knee. So the front right leg is straight, the heels are still grounded. Put your right hand beneath your nose. Inhale, lift your left arm and twist to the left. Now, as you lower your left hand, pivot your hands to the very back of your mat, rotate on your feet, slip your left knee into pigeon, so you can angle your shin across your mat, your left shin, and scoot that right knee behind you. This left knee, we want a little wider than the left hip bone. And we're coming down to the elbows, maybe to the head. We've done some hip opening, so it might not feel like a big surprise to be here, but it still could, pending the state of your hips today. And especially if it took a lot to show up here to practice, and even if it didn't, or if you've been feeling like you're running around trying to accomplish a million things, let this be a posture of deep grounding. We have a lot on our foundation right now, a lot built in this pose. So feel the heaviness of the upper body. The left knee, the shin, the foot. The right leg. The floor is holding you up right now, so all you have to do is surrender. One more slow breath in. And a nice long breath out. Inhale, rise up to your hands. Curl the back toes under. Lift your back knee up and away from the floor. And the left knee, like we've been doing, will suction up and in toward your nose. Press into the palms around the back. Inhale, drive your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Right foot joins it. Feet together, bend your knees and go right to your chair pose. Inhale to lift the arms. Take the hands together as you lean forward, wrap over to the left. Hook the right elbow. Roll your heart up and in toward your thumb. So rather than letting gravity take you down toward the floor, imagine you have a bunch of balloons attached to your left rib cage, and they're helping to float you a little higher. Look down to the floor and feel the weight drift over to the left. Shoot your right toes all the way back. Pause. Firm through that back leg. Press into the entirety of your left foot. And on the inhale, unwind the torso, stay hovering over the left thigh bone. Exhale, pivot over to the right. So a little shift of the feet all the way to the heel of that back right foot. Flare the right toes. And we go back. Inhale, facing the very back of the mat. Rotate on the feet, stay hovering. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, center the torso. Exhale, pivot over to your crouching side lunge. It's like a small form of torture. Inhale toward the back of the mat. We're doing this one last time. Exhale, twist to the left. Breathe in, unwind. Exhale, back over to the right. Crouching side lunge. Tap your fingers to the floor. Inhale, no rush to get out of it. Lift the hips, parallel the feet to each other. Bend over into the right knee, put the left hand right beneath your nose. So that right knee is bent in a lateral side lunge, heels are grounded. Inhale, lift the right arm and twist. Notice the state of your breath. Want to be expansive and rich, and vibrant. Release the right fingertips down to the floor. Take a pivot toward the front of your space. This right knee is coming into pigeon. Pick up the foot and scoot your right knee behind your right wrist, or a little bit wider to the right, all the way to the edge of the mat. Make sure that back leg is long behind you, toes behind the hip, and then you can come on down. To the elbows, to the head. If you took my class last week, you'll get the reference of separate the rows of your teeth. Clearly my life's work to learn how to relax my face, my jaw. Maybe it's the same for you, and if it's not your jaw, it might be something else. So scan the body for the spaces that are holding on tight. Imagine your body's like a stick of butter that's been sitting on the counter for a while. So you've lost the rigidity, you've lost the coldness, you're pliable, you're malleable, you're soft. Three more cycles of breath. Your inhale, return all the way back up to the hands. Prepare the back leg, tuck the toes, raise your knee, And suction your right knee up and away from the floor, in toward the nose, press into the hands. Inhale, kick your right leg all the way up. Exhale to down dog. And before we come onto our bottoms, if you'd like an extra vinyasa, chaturanga, feel free to shift forward and lower down. Otherwise, from your downward facing dog, inhale, look forward at your hands. Exhale, step or hop to a seat. Cross-legged to start. I'm going to turn to face you. So you can either be cross-legged. We'll start with the right shin in front of the left, and we're just going to keep getting into the hips here and folding forward. But we've done a little bit of pigeon work. So if you'd like to take double pigeon, we'll stack the right shin on top of the left. And rather than having the shins angled in, we're trying to parallel them both to the front of your space. Flex both ankles and try to truly align this top right ankle on top of the left knee, which might mean your knee's a little lifted. That's okay. And here we are. And for some of you, your hips might be super open. You're ready to fold forward. You're ready to melt into it like a pool of melting butter. We'll keep going with the theme. For others, such as myself, you might be upright and feel enough. That's okay. Just breathe where you are. If you are folding forward in any capacity, a traditional mudra is to place the hands, the palms against the soles of the feet, which I find can just be a really sweet reminder to shift inward and to feel the presence of your own body. I'm going to be here for just a little bit of time. So allow yourself, even if you have blocks and you're folding forward, you want to rest your head on it. Allow yourself to be a little more restorative here. I'm kind of making jokes about my jaw and my tension in my face. But we have tension everywhere in our bodies often. A jaw is an easy place where we can locate it and say, oh, relax, and then we can feel it relax. But a space like the hips, ooh, these guys, they work hard for us all day, every day. They store things, they have memory. Takes a little extra time to coax them into a state of submission. And 2 more breath cycles. Relax where you can relax. Breath in if you're folding forward. Draw your torso back upright. Take a second just to uncross the legs and give them a moment to be neutral. Might be nice to bounce the knees a little bit or sway the feet a little side to side. It's kind of like a rain stick to me, like my blood is all coming back into these limbs. Let's switch it around. So we're either crossing the left shin in front of the right, which can be just as wonderful for the hips, or we're stacking that left shin on top of the right. Flex the ankles. And it's easier to have the feet closer toward each other, but the more you wiggle them away and you have this ankle right on top of that knee, the more you're really going to feel your hips come alive. And again, it takes time, so don't feel like you have to rush to the spot you ended in on the last side. Just approach it with a sense of curiosity and exploration. Like, oh, if I move my torso just a little further forward or even a little to the right, what does that do? How does that feel? Slow your breath to a rhythm that really encourages a state of relaxation. With the breath you take when you first crawl into bed at night, that exhale of like, oh, made it. And you start to breathe like that. Breath in, set yourself all the way back up. Unhook your legs, straighten them out, and give them again a moment to consider what just happened. And we'll take this onto our backs. And the opposite of what we've been doing, and let the inner hips, the inner thighs, the groin open up. So we'll take the soles of the feet together. Let your knees separate. The shoulders slide out of the ears and the hands come to rest on your upper thighs. Letting the really subtle presence of your hands be this gentle reminder to ground down. Before we slip towards Shavasana, give yourself 3 of your slowest breaths of your day. At the end of your footer, slide your feet forward. Rest your palms face up toward the sky alongside the body. And let yourself be held by the ground. Every single part that's touching the floor get even heavier, so that you can truly rest in Shavasana. Feel called to stay and rest. I encourage you to do so. Otherwise, we'll let the breath reinvigorate the body. Hands and feet reawaken. As you bend your knees, roll to one side. Rise to your seats. Let your hands unite right at the heart. As always, as you sit nice and tall, let the forehead bow toward the hands. Just bowing in recognition to yourself, to one another, and to this practice that we keep coming back to. With gratitude, namaste.